You're welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. My name is Akushika Lebeni. By the way, today is the last day for this whole Akushika business, okay? By tomorrow, dear, I'm back to Miriam, okay? But I hope you're doing great. And if you're just joining in, you made the right choice. We are just about getting into a very, very important conversation. And so stay right here with us, all right? Now, your money deserves the safest home with Telecel Cash. You're protected every step of the way. No risk, no worries, no long stories, just peace of mind. Dial star 110 hash or download the Telecel Play app now for safe, secure transaction. Telecel Cash, the safer choice. Now, this one is very important. You know, I talked about this earlier in the year that this year is full baby girl mood. Like at this point, no hashtag girl, no independent. I'm not independent. I'm baby girl. I'm daddy's child, daddy's baby girl through and through. But to do that or to achieve that thoroughly, we need to, get the right mindset to make that happen. So Live Well Wellness Festival is where health meets lifestyle, bringing together fitness, mental wellness, and nutrition. Of course, games and community all in one vibrant experience. Now, from energizing workouts to mindful moments, nourishing food to fun challenges, this is your space to reset, recharge, and reconnect, not with everyone you see around you, but with yourself, okay? And of course, others as well. So join us on the 4th of April, 2026 at the University of Ghana poolside show for yourself. I think it's going to be an incredible time. Show up with your friends, show up with your loved ones, with that special person that you know needs that moment of reflection and reset. Okay? Save the dates, grab your crew, and be part of the moment. It's free. It is absolutely free. On the 4th of April, we're all meeting at the University of Ghana poolside. We're all meeting there for a moment of reflection, reset, reconnecting, not with every other person over there, but with ourselves. Okay? So join me as we hashtag Live Well Fest. Alrighty. Now, for our big conversation today on Lifestyle Daily, when I put the flyer up, a friend asked me, "You people, who is producing this show? Because I want to be the one to produce it." I said, "Guy, what's up?" He says, "This is a very important topic, and I think it's a really timely one as well." And joining me to have this conversation, we do have award-winning speaker and coach, and of course, he's a brand strategist as well. He is Prince Okwampa. Did I pronounce that well? So I have a reputation of murdering people's names. So I usually would.
That's okay. It's permissible.
Is it? Because my name is simple. Mine is Mensa. Like if you don't pronounce Mensa well, I mean. But it's good to have you this morning. How are you doing?
It's great to be here.
Good, 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 good.
Amazing.
Awesome,
How are
awesome,
you?
awesome. I'm blessed, beautiful, and very, very successful. And that is my affirmation for the day.
That's okay.
Right. Now, this conversation is important for many reasons. One of it is that we're not sure whether it's time for us to push the agenda of entrepreneurship or just enable people or educate people to do the 9 to 5 thing, right? We don't know what time we're in right now. But I'm sure as a brand strategist, you have understood far beyond what people would imagine what is necessary now, and so that's why we're here to have this conversation now. In Ghana or in a Ghanaian context, is a 9 to 5 job still the safest path to financial stability?
For financial stability, yes, it is.
Oh,
I personally am not a stickler for 9 to 5.
okay.
Okay. Because I quit that some time ago.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I've been entrepreneurial right from day one.
Okay.
But then I think it's 9 to 5 is a good thing if you want to build experience, build your network, like a solid network, if you're not that outgoing. So for me personally, that's how it helped me. And financial stability, yes. If you don't like to take, excuse me to say, unnecessary risks, yeah, and you're not the kind that can actually identify calculative risks to take, then I would advise you do a 9 to 5 just to stay safe.
Yeah.
Because with that, at the end of the month, you know you're expecting a salary of whatever amount it is, and you've budgeted your transportation and all that stuff. Fine, it's going to save you. But people like myself
Who like to take the
exactly
manly risk?
exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing that entrepreneurship will do for you is to give you the freedom that you need to explore your creativity. Your level of expertise can be explored way to the maximum. And the pinnacle of it all is you finding fulfillment in yourself. I think I'll be sharing some more with you
All
along the
right.
lines.
So I think we've kick started really well. But what are some of the misconceptions young people have about entrepreneurship?
If I'm going to be honest, I think the majority part of young people right now in Africa and their perception of entrepreneurship is not messed up. Now I think it's good because a lot of people and change makers are actually putting in the work, putting together events, conferences, and things like that to educate them. So I think every youth now is very much aware of the, positives of entrepreneurship. When it comes to negatives, just a risk, okay, and the uncertainty,
Yeah.
yeah, and the fear that comes with it because it's projected fear, the fear of the future, what is going to happen,
Yeah.
and things like that. Yeah, I think for 5 years now I've been on my entrepreneurship journey, but along the line I had to do some 9 to 5 because it do be a commodore.
So you're with the
Yeah.
go do the job to feed your vision
Yes.
or your
If
future.
no, 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 there's no way. There is no way you can see. The thing is this: if you want to be wealthy, 9 to 5 is not the way. If you want to be wealthy, it's entrepreneurship. Nobody ever becomes a change maker working 9 to 5.
Hey, are you sure?
I'm being honest with you.
Not even one person.
Every single change maker. I'm talking of change makers.
Okay.
I'm not talking change contributors.
Oh, but there are change makers who are in industries,
Yes.
who are working with companies, who are changing the narrative. For instance, like HR, there are women around the world changing the HR space.
It depends on your level or scale of
Uh-huh.
defining change making.
Yeah.
For me, how I define change making
Okay.
is transforming nations. There's no way you'd be doing 9 to 5 and be transforming nations.
Really?
Yes.
I would have begged to differ. But
Except,
okay.
yeah. I mean, your life, your rules. But honestly, if you're looking at extremely successful people in this world, these are individuals that are transforming nations. They raise leaders, they can replicate themselves and other people and, go at a larger scale.
Okay.
Rather than, being confined in one little space. And especially, let's be honest, doing a 9 to 5 here in Africa, unless it's a conglomerate or a foreign company, trust me, you are not going to be that explorative. You are going to be tied to one. In fact, you are probably going to apply for a role as, I don't know, HR. You end up doing graphic designing. You end up doing marketing. Let's be honest. Yeah.
But they employ you for one thing and you're many things.
so
but taking the same salary, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No promotion, no salary increments, nothing. So I'm talking from outside of the world. But I mean, if you are doing 9 to 5 in somewhere like Microsoft, they can even appoint you to do some like a project in Africa to impact, I don't know, maybe 1 million people, and you'll be really fulfilled with that. But entrepreneurship over here is what you'll be achieving with that. But you can't be doing 9 to 5 in our part of the world.
In Ghana.
Yeah, in our part of the world and achieve the same scale. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yes.
Oh, that's really sad.
I know there are individuals that are actually, creating change. Someone like the late Comrade Dumont.
Yeah.
At the BBC, he brought Impact on Africa and then, projecting the VOA and all of that. I think he did a really good job with that because then he was telling African crafted stories. And even at a point where he was making reference to, until you know how to write your own narrative, the narrative will always glorify the hunter. So it means that we are the lions, just the hunted. And then if we don't know how to tell the narrative, it's going to glorify whoever is controlling that narrative. And so I think he did a really good job with that. And that is someone who was doing a 9 to 5.
But we can't also, for a fact, say that he made money from that,
No, I'm
We
not
can
talking
say
of money.
impact.
I'm talking about impact
Impact.
and reach. Yes.
Okay.
For me, that is wealth for me, honestly.
Oh.
Impact and scale. Yes.
Right. So now we're defining wealth differently. But then in the monetary way, we don't know for a fact whether he made money from that 9 to 5 and whether anybody can make money from that. 9
When
to
you are able to impact people at scale,
Yeah.
it's going to create leverage for you. Why? Because of the network you build from that.
Right.
When you raise men, you become wealthy. When you raise things, you become rich.
So now explain, break it down.
Okay.
When you make
When you raise men,
when you raise men,
you become
become
wealthy. Yes. When you
When
raise
you
things,
things, you
you
become rich.
rich. Yes. So let
And
your
being
attention
wealthy
be
is
exactly. Being
one of the-
wealthy
yeah.
means that you are focusing on impacting people.
Yeah.
When you're raising men, it's more like indirect referral programs for you. Because your name will be mentioned, your impact will spread very easily. Because this one person is connecting to about 1,000 people. And if you have 1,000 of those individuals, you are reaching to 1 million.
Right.
You understand? Yeah.
Now let's talk
So
about the
also
mindset shift, right? What kind of mindset shift do you need to be a successful entrepreneur in
yeah.
Ghana?
Most people will say growth mindset, but I don't like to go with generic information. I'm going to share this with you.
Okay, please.
If you want to be a successful entrepreneur,
Mm.
you have to know the type of intelligence that you have and your personality archetype. For me, I'm a stickler for psychology and the power of the mind because at the end of the day, you're not providing solutions for machines. It's human beings you're dealing with. And so now you have to know the type of intelligence that you have. Now, there are 9 types of intelligence.
Mm.
There's linguistic intelligence, which you have.
Oh, I do. Yay.
Yes. Do you by any chance sing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you do alto on a good day and then soprano, like,
Yeah, soprano.
right.
Yeah.
All right. So that I could tell that from the tone of your voice.
Oh.
And so, anyways, there are people with linguistic intelligence. There's people with musical intelligence. There are people with bodily kinesthetic intelligence, and people with existential intelligence, spatial intelligence. All these types of intelligence I'm mentioning, right, is going to help you as an entrepreneur understand what your target market is going to be, plus what your strength is, and how to tailor it to suit your niche. So after you identify your niche, you need to know the type of intelligence that you have, and then your personality archetype. When it comes to personality archetypes, people can mention several, but I stick to 3. One is the innovator, 2, the deviant, and then 3, the conformist.
Okay.
A conformist, which ideally most Ghanaians are
Most
raised
Ghanaians
to
are.
be conformist
Yes.
because our education system is not made to make you innovative.
Innovative,
It's
absolutely.
created to make you a faithful employee.
Spot on. Spot on.
You understand? And so that means that you are going to be a conformist if you go by the usual, what I call normalized averages. Okay? Normalized averages is basically beliefs that you've accepted without questions or anything, but then you see other people doing it, and so you also replicate the same. That's being a conformist. The second person is a deviant. Who is a deviant? The person that says, okay, society is doing this, whether it's good or bad, I just don't want to go that way. I'm going this route.
Okay. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, there are
I'm
people
just
like
going this route,
Yeah.
right? I don't even want to mention names right now. And then we go to the third.
I mean, you can say you don't know Trump. It's
No,
okay.
I don't. Okay, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I
But
mean-
anyways, I mean, we can't argue that. But anyways, yes, the third person is the innovator. The innovator looks at systems that work. For them, they are really drawn to systems. They look at systems that work and then see how they can make it better. And so such people, I can mention Elon Musk, I can mention Bill Gates, I can mention the late John D. Rockefeller, even with Ohio Oil and dealing with Carnegie and all of that stuff. So it is very important to know your personality archetype and the kind of intelligence that you have. That will help you be a better entrepreneur. And I feel like most people don't really pay attention to that. And I think that the type of intelligence that is mostly sharpened in school is the interpersonal intelligence, which is with physical activities, debates, and all of that stuff. Linguistic intelligence is also sharpened in school.
In school, yeah.
Mathematical and logical intelligence is also sharpened in school. Musical intelligence is also sharpened in school. But now I think they're trying with body kinesthetic intelligence, which has to do with the excellent use of your body. So people in the DWP dance group or anybody who is an athlete or has a perfect use of their body has body kinesthetic intelligence.
Okay.
Right? And I think when it comes to intrapersonal intelligence, that's what is not trained in school. Because then you have to learn that by yourself. That one has to do with a lot of introspection and self-audits being done. You know, with the individual.
So the live well
exactly
first is very important
exactly.
for many
So such a
people.
person can actually enter into fields that have to do with helping people identify the true versions of themselves, right? And I think you can mention a few actually. There's Strife Masiyiwa, there's Basisi Wen Kobani, there's Vusi Thembekwayo. You know, there are several names that you can actually mention. Yeah. So these are some of the things. I'm just saying this because people might think that being entrepreneurial is actually something that you can learn a theoretical aspect in school and maybe have a few practical lessons. But then there are some things that you have to learn by yourself because the market is constantly evolving and you have to follow suit.
Yeah, you need to understand who it is that you are to be able to adapt to the very
Exactly.
changing. Okay. Now, how important is it now? Now we've talked about multiple streams of income over and over again. It was a very alien to us a very long time ago, but now is a thing. But then it also means that you have to have one 9 to 5 or one regular job and then start other businesses. But how feasible is that?
People can attack me. I'm about to make this statement. Listen, if you are doing a 9 to 5, you are not everybody. Some people like doing the 9 to 5 like gives them like fulfillment
Yeah.
because of the kind of job they are doing.
Yeah.
Some people love kids.
Mhm.
You know, they have interpersonal intelligence with
Mhm.
kids, so it's fine.
Mhm.
You doing that, like, even if you are not paid for it, you can do it.
You can do
There are
it.
people like that.
Yeah.
Except for those that particular distinction. If you are the kind that is doing 9 to 5 because of fear of the future or fear of failure,
Mhm.
or because you want a consistent paycheck every end of the month,
Even you are scared of what you're going to say. What is it? What is it?
safe journey is all I
Safe
can
journey.
tell you.
You-
But
yeah.
then I honestly, because I'm not just saying this from my mind, okay? It's
Mm.
based on real world data. In the year 2035 to 2050, Africa is projected to be the most populated continent on the planet, with an unemployment rate increase of 12.4%. It presents one of two things. One, a rate in unemployment by 12.4%, which means that like the majority of youth are going to be unemployed, because then when you're looking at our mortality rates, and you're looking at the age range, the huge population is mostly the youth, okay, between 17 to I think somewhere 25, 29, yeah, somewhere in that range. And so if most of them are going to be unemployed, then it means that if you're lacking the necessary skills, you're also going to be unemployed. You understand? And AI is actually making the thing
Hence,
difficult.
I was going to say,
So it
hence
means-
AI education.
So yeah, exactly. So you actually need AI education. You need to get yourself schooled, either self-taught or you take relevant courses, right? And the other part is an opportunity for investors, because now you have raw talent in Africa, and so it is the best ground for you to actually do an investment for the talented ones. And so it is a very good grounds to birth entrepreneurs, lots of them,
Okay.
right? And as I said, I think a lot of change makers are trying with putting events together, workshops, seminars, and stuff like that. And I think the government is also doing, the current government, even the previous government, I mean, they're all trying to put things together to ensure that a lot of entrepreneurs are born, because that's the only way to transform this continent.
Yeah, I think I heard someone say that yesterday. That would be the Medina MP said that if we want to, if the youth today want to actually make an impact and even make money, really, they should, shy away from focusing on 9 to 5. So, at what point, as a young individual, young person watching this, at what point do you say, I am transitioning from 9 to 5 to become an entrepreneur? At what point do
There is
you
a
make
point
that
where you
decision?
feel emptiness within you.
Mm.
If you don't want to get to that point and feel that emptiness, because trust me, when it gets to that point where you're feeling that emptiness, when you're starting, you're not starting from experience, you're starting from scratch.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
You're starting from scratch. Because then, most of the time, the calling that you don't respond to, most of the time will come back to bite you. Because then, it is there for a reason.
Okay.
You're Christian, right?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
For the Christians or religious people that are actually watching right now, I feel like God won't give you a talent or a gifting that wouldn't be relevant to your vision or mission on earth. Do you understand?
I agree.
If it wasn't important, He wouldn't give it to you in the first place.
I
So
agree.
if He has given you something to put it to use and you are not doing it, and you are going by the usual generic way and not responding to your calling, it will come back to
But
bite you.
does it not boil down to knowledge, not understanding what it is that we have, what it is as purpose, and what it's supposed to be?
I would personally wouldn't say it's not is knowledge. No, it is
Some
not,
people
because
don't
when it comes to
know.
it's not ignorance. So it's not ignorance. So these days people know too much.
Oh, are you sure?
The thing is the action and wisdom. You need action and wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the correct and relevant application of knowledge. Do you understand? It's the correct, first, timely application of relevant knowledge. So first of all, the knowledge has to be relevant. It has to be applied correctly. It has to be relevant, okay, and has to be applied in a timely manner. First off, also, again, it has to be relevant to the niche that you are targeting as well. And so now you have the wisdom, you're not applying it.
Well, when I say education,
Yeah.
right, I also mean that there are people who know that I have to go on this journey,
Yeah.
but I'm scared of going after it. People have genuine fear of starting.
Yeah.
Don't we want to cut them some slack and say that start whenever you feel like it?
Yeah, they've heard that also a couple of times.
Okay.
Sometimes the way to start might also be what they are lacking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There was a time that there was this mentor of mine was asked, how are you able to succeed in this particular field that you're in? Like, what keeps you up? Is it coffee or tea? He said, no, I drink responsibility.
Mm.
He doesn't drink coffee. He drinks responsibility.
Responsibility.
This is a man that sleeps less than 6 hours every single day since 1981.
That's very detrimental to his health. You want to
It's
tell
not
him that?
affecting him in any way,
It's not affecting him. His fulfilling purpose
right?
is not affecting.
So that's just to let you understand where this is going. Like, if you are driven by purpose,
Mm.
you are driven by vision,
Mm.
that itself will be the motivation for you.
Mm.
Trust me. Like, maybe you are even lacking that motivation to even pursue the thing. First of all, because you are lacking guidance in the first place.
Yeah.
You don't have people you are looking up to.
Yeah.
You are just playing solo and walking through life as if it's a playground. It's not.
I've come across, and I'm asking this question
Yeah.
because sometimes you go for conferences and right after speaking, people come to you, how do I start? And you can tell genuine fear. What if I don't make it? What if it doesn't work? Some of it, and I say all the time on this platform that be ruthless about winning. And so wake up in the morning and decide that whether this thing works or not, I am going to go after it. What's the worst that can happen? I'm suffering anyway. So I could just try one more time and see how it works.
I have a word for them.
Okay.
It is okay to be afraid. In fact, fear is necessary.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Fear is necessary.
Right.
If your vision is not big enough to scare you, it's not big.
True.
No. So it's okay. So I have something for them. And what is that? They need to learn to doubt their doubts. It's okay for the doubts to be there, but you need to have another doubt to doubt that doubt.
So that's that.
It takes out every doubt in the equation.
Okay.
So what is it then? If you learn to doubt your doubts, you won't be a doubter no more because your doubts have been doubted because you've learned to doubt your doubts. It's an old adage.
Doubts.
Yes. If you learn to doubt your doubts, you won't be a doubter no more because your doubts have been doubted because you have learned to doubt your doubts. So when you learn to doubt your doubt, what does it do? It inspires confidence to proceed with whatever you need to do. Yeah.
So again, on that conversation, let's talk about risk. Okay, some people are also very, very scared of risk. Mostly women are not that wild in term when it comes to taking risk. We are very calculated, and sometimes we take a little longer to make certain decisions because we're not like men who would say that, I mean, oh, that be die, let's just go and do it, and then if I might win, and if I don't win, I'll start again. A lot of women are very biologically calculated before making such decisions. What are some of the risks that are there to take to be a successful entrepreneur? Whether it's for the male gender or the female gender, because a lot of people are watching, and some women have chest to face things. Some don't. So what are the risks there and to take to be a successful entrepreneur?
I don't know if I should frame it as risk.
Okay.
I would say do yourself a favor.
Okay.
Yeah. Because your generation is dependent on you.
Preach. Preach.
Yeah. Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't be stupid with your vision.
Okay.
Or your generation will be mad at you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do yourself a favor.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay to take risks. It's okay. But then when you fail, successful people will say, fail fast. Okay? It's okay to fail, but fail fast. Why? Because when you're starting again, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Yeah.
Now, so for someone with limited capital or limited resources to start, which part is more practical to start, a job or a business?
It depends on the kind of business. Yeah. For instance, real estate, you can start a real estate business without like any capital at all. You just have to be a closer. Yeah, know how to close, know how to sell. Yeah, I can sell you anything and everything.
After that, you sell me my tab very soon.
That's okay. Yeah. So you need to learn to be a closer. So as I said, it depends on the field. There are some fields that would demand for you to have, some CDs, and some fields a lot of dollars. So it depends. But I feel like whatever ideas you're going to have, they are going to be in synergy. They are going to be in sync. There will be some similitudes within the ideas that you have. And so maybe you look at the one that has at least capital demand, and then you can go in for that, and then you can gradually climb. For me, I would say the favor of God found me.
Oh.
Okay, because God gave me some strategies which I had to implement, and I think worked for a lot of successful business owners right now, which I definitely am on my way to that level. But then I started with projects. Okay. A lot of projects. It's really good when you are selling your business ideas or your services or products through certain channels.
Okay.
Okay. And there are several ways to do that. I even offer trainings on that as well.
Okay.
So yeah, people can actually reach out if they want to know how.
Right.
But yeah, when you go through those channels, people can actually know how to, start and also connect with you. They can see the value that you have, because it is value for money. When you don't have value, people can't exchange their finances for that.
Okay.
So when you have
Right.
value, people definitely patronize you.
Indeed. Now, in your experience, right, who tends to win at this thing called life, or win when it comes to this entrepreneurial journey? Is it the one that combines the 9 to 5 with the entrepreneurship, or the one who goes full in entrepreneurship?
I'll be honest with you, my definition of success is not entirely based on whether 9 to 5 or entrepreneurship. It depends on the individual. Because for someone, success will be maybe a great marriage. Someone will be having like a great job. Someone, it will be just being around kids, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Some people is just, I don't know, running too fast.
That's fulfillment.
Exactly.
In that.
You understand? Yeah. So it's all in regards to fulfillment and what your definition of success is, because
Those who want monetary success, like those who want money in their pockets, because that's what we're talking about this morning.
honestly, yeah.
Those who want money in their pockets.
Honestly, when you chase money, money runs away from you. When you chase impact, money follows you.
So we should focus on impacting.
Yes.
And money will come.
Yes.
My generation, get closer here. The man say that we should focus on impact. So what motivational speakers or let me say motivational speakers would say that if you're able to find a solution to a problem, then you will make money. Or making money, or entrepreneurship is finding a solution to a problem. Okay, I got it?
Not just a problem.
Okay.
The problem should be relevant to the day and time.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. It should be relevant.
So it shouldn't just be a problem.
And your solution should also be a relevant solution to the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not just having a problem.
Well, it gets harder, doesn't it?
Yeah. So your solution to be relevant to that problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there are people that are having a lot of brilliant ideas, but they are not needed right now. Imagine AI was released like in 1982. The person will probably be burnt alive, called a witch. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But now AI is making sense. Who knows? Maybe augmented reality is going to be a thing. I don't know, some time to come.
Some time to come. What would you advise? Again, we've established that it totally depends on the who. There are people doing the 9 to 5 and entrepreneurship, and they are succeeding both impact and financially. And then there are people who have gone full into entrepreneurship and are probably failing or even winning at it. So it depends solely on the person. And also, we want to attach purpose and your destiny and all of that to what it is that you're doing. And it's like, but for a young person who probably is still confused, what would be your advice to them? And what would it be that would be like a blueprint they should look at to start a journey, whether it's a 9 to 5 or entrepreneurship, or even the two combined?
This thing about blueprints and hows and the how-tos, I'm not a stickler for that, honestly.
Okay, tell me why.
Because entrepreneurship is all about freestyling. Most successful people, they didn't even know they would be successful. They were trying, like they just had this conviction that this thing will work.
Will work.
And it worked.
And it worked.
You understand? Yeah. So I as I said earlier, you need to know your personality archetype and tap into your what I call superpower. Okay, tap into the thing that you're really, really good at. So that you can convert that passion to profit. Like, that's the best way to go right now.
Yeah.
And this part of our world, if you don't do it, I come back do.
Yes.
Yes. So tap into your superpower and turn that passion to profit. Yeah.
I don't know how you intend doing that, but I recommend this, right? I always say that your purpose in life is designed by someone. Someone created you. You cannot buy, maybe the tab and hope that I have an answer to if to any problem this tab, experiences. So the designer is God. I think you should go to God. For you who are still confused, just go to God. Go and ask God, God, please help me at this point. These people have further confused me. But for those who understand, let me let you know that this is a platform we're learning and growing together. So stay right here with us. Prince, how do we connect with you? Someone has just listened to you this morning. They think that you're absolutely brilliant, which I think you are. And so thank you so much for showing up on our show. We really appreciate your presence. Now, someone wants to further learn how to be a brand strategist, how to succeed at this thing called life. How do they connect with you?
Oh, you can Google me, you can ChatGPT me, you can
Not
you can Instagram me, and all that. My same name, Prince Okwampa. Yes. Prince OKOAMPAH.
Prince Okwampa on all social media platforms. Connect with him. Let's keep learning and growing together. Again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You said you have a training coming up, or you do train
I
people.
do trainings, yes.
Which one is up next soon?
So we are still doing the reach. We had a recent one called Through the Broken Glass.
Oh, what was that about?
At East Legon. It's a psychological event.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking
me
about
about
an event where people can actually share their personal experiences, get to know the best versions of themselves to a point of breakdown where people cry at my events. Yeah, and I have another superpower if I should demonstrate it to you right now. Should we do it?
Amanda, manager, that's my manager. Should we do it? Manager, should we do it? Let's do it. Okay, let's do it.
We should do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so here we go. You are the kind that doesn't make friends easily, and I think that's quite a very common thing in Ghana for ladies with your personality archetype. And finances is not a determinant for this. Is quite personal. Should I say it though?
Go ahead. Let's shoot. Let's see how great you are.
Okay. Finances is not a determinant for you to choose a partner. You look at emotional depth and stability. You're not looking at finances. It's not even part of your priorities. Yeah. Because I think you've had a lot of tough experiences and you learn quite easily. And because of that, you know how to build really, really well. And you have this thing where when a man, I don't know if I should say it. We're on national television.
I wonder, the show is over. I wonder, the show is over. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with this guy at this point. Nah.
Okay, let me sway a little bit. Okay, so with your features though, your style of dressing, the choice of pattern in your dressing, the color and everything, it says a lot about you. That's something that people don't know. And so from your wig all the way down to the patterns, I can tell. And your eye, the shape of your eye though, you have the hunter's eye. So that means that you're extremely manipulative when you choose to be.
Okay, go ahead. I'm loving this. Let's go.
You can tell me if I'm lying.
No, let's go. Let's just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
No. Keep going. Keep going. I have like 2 more minutes with you, so I have time with you.
Okay. and even though you have a yes on your face, you keep your circle really, really small. And so most of your friends are like really high achievers. You look at people who are going somewhere in life and like are really, really, like that. But then something that you might be prone to is bad decisions. If you're not careful, because sometimes you get really emotional.
I do.
And a little crybaby-ish.
Oh, I'm a full crybaby. I'm a complete crybaby. I don't know
Okay,
if
full stop.
Full stop. Yeah, at this point, I think you've done enough.
Yes.
I think my producer even wants you to go. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's similar things like that happen in my events and my sessions. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So people actually attend. Yeah.
There's nothing.
I hope you identify the best versions of yourself.
Yeah.
Careers that you can likely go into and things like that.
I think that's really powerful. And so I think people should actually go and follow you and learn more about yourself, because there's nothing more beautiful than connecting with someone who you know that on a regular day they wouldn't know you, but they're telling you exactly what it is and how you could go about it. I think you're fantastic.
Thank you.
I think you're really,
Thank
really
you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Guys, go and follow him, because I'm just going to follow him right now. Thank you so much for coming. Now, to you out there, like I keep telling you, we're learning and growing together on this platform. So keep showing up and let's keep learning and growing together. I have exciting things coming up on the show right now. Guys, you're going to laugh. You're going to fall on the floor. I am personally excited to have the rest of the interviews we have, because now he just puts more attention inside my body. So we have to release all of that because we cannot do this. It's a Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning. We're not doing that. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back after this.